Hello friends, I'm Kush. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'll be discussing the top 10 skills to develop during the pandemic. So keeping it respect the situation of the market trend, I've prepared 10 such skills which would suit you or develop you or make you corporate ready for that matter. These skills can also be incorporated in order to start something on your own or maybe develop a website or an app for that matter. So I'm going to discuss the top 10 skills with respect to the market trend and also the strategies developed by the company in order to combat the ongoing pandemic. So you can feel that these skills will be important for the year 2021. So first of all, friends, I would like to thank each and everybody who supported my last video. So thanks a lot, guys. It really means a lot. I feel motivated and would want to make a lot more videos. So thanks a lot for supporting me. So let's get on to the video. Before we can start, let us discuss what skills are. So basically we talk about skills. So a skill is the ability to perform an action with determined results, often with a given amount of time, right? So you're constrained, you want to finish a particular target in a given amount of time frame and then maybe get on with something else, right? So basically what you're doing is you are completing a given amount of work in a stipulated time. So this work can be completed at an expense of time and energy, right? You are investing manpower as well as investing time, thus that your work may be completed or will be completed on time. Skills can often be divided into domain general and domain specific skills. For example, in the domain of work, some general skills would include time management, teamwork and leadership, self motivation and others. Whereas domain specific skills would be used only for a certain job. So let's say you're a technical person, you would always want to get into a technical firm which gives you advances in the field of technology. Whereas if you are a domain general person, you would want to get into any general profession wherein you can display or portray your skills and make the most use of it. So let us get on to the first skill. So the first skill which I have for today is digital marketing. Friends, digital marketing is a vastly growing field which is growing in all prospects. Digital marketing is the component of marketing that utilizes internet and online based digital technologies such as desktop, computers, mobile phones, and other digital media. So, digital marketing is always in the boon and it's something which is really found of because it can be done on an online platform. You don't really have to travel a lot or spend out time outside home. It is something which you can practice during the ongoing pandemic as well. So I have kept this on the at the top of my priority list. So some of the famous platforms where you can pursue digital marketing are, you have Udemy, you have Google. So Google provides a free certified course on digital marketing. I have gone through it. I respect I respect and request all of you also to go through it. So there's a course on Coursera, friends, wherein all the prospects of digital marketing are discussed in detail. You have Allison.com, there's socialmediatoday.com. So these are some of the platforms where you can practice digital marketing. Marketing is not the art of finding clever ways to dispose of what you make, it is the art of creating genuine customer value. So that's a famous quote which should get you going. Coming on to the next skill. So we have content writing. So what content writing is the process of planning, writing and editing web content, typically for digital marketing purposes. Right, I've kept this second because it correlates with digital marketing. It is something which you do for digital marketers. It can include writing blog posts and articles, scripts for videos and podcasts, as well as content for specific platforms. Like you might have read certain posts on Twitter or Reddit. So these are all done by content writers who are skilled professionalists. They do content writing for various people or they have their own set of clients who they work for. So these are really professional guys who put out your idea into words basically. So content writing can be done on various platforms, such as you can be involved with copywriting, blogging, or you can do something called as web content, or maybe even copy editing for that matter. So content writing is again a vast skill which can be incorporated at a mere small amount of time investment, maybe say 4 to 6 weeks. So a writer is simply a photographer of thoughts. So anything you think or anything you feel, you convey that to a content writer. So he or she will surely bring that down into words. Coming on to the next skill, which is coding. So, friends, coding is something which is really important in today's world. Anything which you feel or see is being automated, it is done only through the use of code. So, a code acts as a medium of language between you and the computer. So anything which you want to say to the computer or make the computer do is only possible through coding. So coding is basically the computer language used to develop apps, websites, and software. Without it, we wouldn't have none of the popular technology. We wouldn't really come across some social media sites such as Facebook or any of the other social media platforms you use, such as the Instagram or Twitter for that matter. The browser we choose to view our favorite blogs or even the blogs themselves, it all runs on code, right? And there's a famous quote that codes cannot lie, comments can. So anything which you convert to a code, it acts as a source of proof. You run it and you execute your code, you prove it to the entire market, and you earn a source of appreciation or respect, and that really gets you going, right? So coding is something which I really recommend because that is something which is expected to rise in the near future, and I don't really see it going down with the current market trends. So coding would be third on my priority list. So some of the platforms which you can really work on coding are, you can go to codeacademy.com. So that's a really cool platform which involves courses for free. You have freecodecamp.com, you have Code Wars, you have Khan Academy, and you have Code Conquest. So Code Conquest is where I learned a little bit of coding on. So Code Conquest lets you pursue courses on a weekly or a monthly basis according to your plan. So you can you can go to these websites and have a look. Coming on to the next one, I have graphic designing. So why I have graphic designing fourth on my priority list is because of the growing need for graphic designers. So what these graphic designers are involved is with the process of visual communication and problem solving through the use of typography, photography, iconography, and illustration. So they're involved in making photos or banners for your YouTube channels or maybe clip arts. They're also involved in making icons, and they do typography works, and also they illustrate well. So these are the guys you would want to need when you're starting your own website or maybe an app. The field is considered a subset of visual communication and communication design. Graphic designers create and combine symbols. As I mentioned, they're used for making your platform look aesthetically well, or maybe enhance your look of your platform or whatever you want to do. They also convert your ideas into design. The creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Design is knowing which ones to keep. You wouldn't want to keep all things which you create. You would want to select the best ones out of the ones you create and then maybe look on to expand on them. So some of the famous websites which I look on to for graphic designing are Udemy, Coursera. You would want to go into justcreative.com. There's format.com. There is something known as pixpa.com, and you have shawacademy.com. So these are famous platforms where you can pursue graphic designing. So these are all for free, friends. You don't have to pay anything. So you can pursue these courses. They're generally of duration of 4 to 6 weeks. So according to your comfortability, I would want all of you to have a look at these courses and then maybe pursue any one of them. So the next one on my list is animation. So animation is a method in which figures are manipulated to appear as moving images. Today, most animations are made with computer generated imagery. Computer animation can be very detailed 3D animation or 2D. It can be used for stylistic reasons, low bandwidth or faster real-time renderings. So when you have to get a person moving from one place to another place at a speed of say 30 meters per second, you would want to animate it, right? Because it's not easy for a person to move at maybe let's say 30 meters per second or 50 meters per second. You would really want to animate it so as to get that into reality. Also, stop motion or slow motion renderings or anything which you see which involves a GIF or maybe uh, something which is to do with editing which has slow motion in it. So it is all done through animators. They have these special softwares, or you can say they have installed certain platforms on their desktops through which they really animate anything and everything. So you can see these puppets or these cartoons, it is all animations. So animation is one field which has greater prospects in the near future because it is something where you do not have competitors. You can really excel in the field of animation if you have done some professional courses. So some of the platforms are Skillshare.com, you have ClassCentral.com, you have edx.org. So this is a really exciting platform which I use or even which I go through sometimes. So it is edx.org. You can go to lynda.com. That is also a really good platform, and you always have Coursera and Udemy. So animation can explain whatever the mind of man can conceive. Getting on with the next skill. So the sixth skill on my list is video editing. Friends, video editing is the manipulation arrangement of video shots. You want to combine two or more videos or maybe say n number of videos. You would want to have a video editor with you. Video editing is used to structure and present all video information including films and television shows, video advertisements and video essays. So editing video is not an easy task. It involves a challenges of its own because you want certain clippings of maybe say 5 videos. It basically involves time, and it can be a difficult and a tedious task because you would want to cut videos of that particular stipulated time and then maybe combine all of them into a single video. So it involves determination and passion. Also, you should know the use of softwares which aid video editing. So some of the platforms wherein you can pursue video editing are Skillshare, Allison.com. There's one platform known as Digital Defiant. So Digital Defiant is DEFYND.com. So Digital Defiant is a beautiful platform for video editors. Anyone wanting to pursue your field in this particular direction can go on to digitaldefiant.com and have a look. There are a couple of courses on Udemy, so you can have a look at them as well. So editing feels almost like sculpting or a form of continuing the writing process, right? So you have, instead of writing, you're just doing something which is already prospected in the form of a video or which is already shot. You are just editing it and presenting it to your clients or maybe a source. That is something video editors do. Getting on with the next skill. So the next skill on my list is website development. So web development is the work involved in developing a website for the internet, or it might be for a private database or an intranet for that matter. So not everybody wants their website to be published or maybe uh, accessible to the general public. So you can always have a private network in that matter. Web development can range from developing a single static page of plain text to complex web-based internet applications. So I have seen websites wherein you can have almost access to all their products or all that which they do. So there are some websites which do not really give you the freedom to move about things or move about in their websites. They generally have a single page wherein They just speak about what they do, their mission and vision statements, right? You can always get into this field because generally all companies come up with their own websites, so they would want to hire website developers in order to make their work a lot easier. So websites promote you 24 by 7. No employee will do that, right? So websites can always motivate you. Anything which you want to look upon or anything which you want to search about my company or my database for that matter, or the companies which I look for or work for, I would always want to look upon it at the internet, right? So these kind of website developers will help you develop an aesthetically well developed website, and also the one which has quality and quantity. Also, websites are something which create an impression because I'll be looking upon the website of a company I want to join initially rather than directly going on to a or jumping on to a job application process, right? I would want to look upon the websites, discuss or maybe understand what the company really does, then maybe get on to applying for that particular company. So friends, the next particular skills on my list is application developer. So website developers are different from application developers only in the sense that they develop apps. They do not really get into website development, but they want to develop something which is feasible for mobile phones or generally something which is feasible on a mobile device. So there can be various mobile devices on which apps can run. These applications can be pre-installed on phones or they can be manually installed through the Play Stores which we have. Also, these applications can be pre-installed, as I mentioned, during the manufacturing platforms or developed or delivered as web applications using server-side or client-side processing. Example, JavaScript to provide an application-like experience. So anything you want to install, you can always install it and you can use it. So app developers are really regarded to the fact that for solving any social problem for that matter, any social problems you would want to have a new app and then maybe try to solve that particular problem with the application of that particular app. So not having a mobile site or mobile app is like being closed every Thursday. So that is a famous quote which gets you going. So you would want to have app for everything and anything because apps generally provide you that particular, they make you feasible enough for performing that particular task at the expense of staying at home or maybe not traveling at all, right? So that is the advantage of having an app in your mobile. So some of the famous platforms for pursuing a course on application developer are Udemy and Coursera as usual. You have something known as classcentral.com. There's edx.org. You can have a look at these platforms and maybe pursue one of these courses. So getting on with the next skill. So the next very important skill is social media influencer. So you see a lot of YouTubers, you see a lot of these people who come on TEDx, or you see a lot of motivators like Sandeep Maheshwari or Vivek Bindra for that matter. So these are all social media influencers who nothing but influence people by the aid of social media, right? They're just motivating you or getting you to move on with things or maybe pursue a particular job or a hobby and then convert it into reality. So that is what these guys do. So this is a really exciting field if you want to get into something which really deals with people. So this is the field for you. Social media influencing involves you interacting with people and getting along with them, getting to know them, what they really feel and want out of you. Influencer marketing is a form of social media marketing involving endorsements and product placement from influencers, right? You have a particular set of influencers who get you going with a particular product or a particular endorsement. People and organizations who have purported expert level of knowledge or social influence in the field. Influence content may be framed as testimonial advertising. Influencers play the role of a potential buyer. They also convince you in a particular set of products or may be involved as third parties, or I may be influencing for a particular set of a group or maybe let's say for a brand I influence for a brand, then I'll be involved as a third party because I am acting as a source of income for a particular brand which is not on my own. I am just linking two particular people, so I'm involved as a third party, right? Don't use social media to impress people, use it to impact people. Some of the various platforms on which you can pursue these courses are Class Central, Buffer.com. So Buffer.com only deals particularly with social media influencing. You can have a look at this particular website, Buffer.com. There is Coursera and Udemy as usual. Coming on to the last skill. So at the last, I have user experience. So what is UX? UX is something you use a particular product and you come back to that particular product owner and say that, boss, this particular product was exceptionally well designed. It was aesthetically appealing as well as professionally excellent enough to present it in the current market. So what the owner would do is he would bring out a particular product on the say of a few customers on the reviews which he received, and then maybe try to expand it in the near future, right? So that is what user experience does. Or maybe if you want to incorporate some changes in the product, you would want to do it at that particular stage before releasing the product. So user experience is a person's emotion and attitudes about using a particular product. As I mentioned, that it brings down what you feel or what you make out of the product. It includes the practical, experimental, effective, meaningful, and valuable aspects of human computer interaction and product ownership. Additionally, it includes a person's perceptions of system aspects such as utility, ease of use, and efficiency. Now, you would want to target a set of people in the market according to their needs and then maybe try to solve some social or practical problems so that people are genuinely ready to buy your product. User experience varies dynamically, constantly modifying over time. So, some of the various contexts or aspects which directly affect user experience are its usability, its findability, its creditability, its desirability, its valuability, and its accessibility, right? So, these are some of the things you would want to get into when you're targeting user experience. You have a famous quote by Tim Cook who says that most business models have focused on self interest instead of user experience. Those are the kinds of problems we solve to solve, right? So you want to get into people, understand the problems. We have a separate set of team working on it. In all the companies, you have a team which only particular deals with UX. So these are the guys who really get in touch with people, try to understand how they feel about the product, and then maybe try to solve certain glitches or issues, and then maybe converting it to a perfect product which is aesthetically appealing, economically good, perfect in terms of usability and efficiency. So thanks a lot, friends. Only this much in this video. I've covered 10 such skills which you can develop during the pandemic. I request you all to get started immediately. So go on, search about these particular courses or skills, and then maybe pursue one of them. I surely assure you that these are the skills which are going to get trending in the coming year. So please watch these skills in detail. Also, if you would want any in detail video about any one skill, let's say you would want a in detail video only about digital marketing, you can write that in the comment section below. I would surely get happy in order to serve you guys. So please make sure that you comment on how this video was, any such changes you would want to incorporate or you want to see in this video. Also comment if you'd want a video in detail about any particular skill. So let's say you would want a video on animation or video editing, so I would get into the websites or basically the applications you would want to install for video editing. So please comment in the comment section and let me know. So thanks a lot, guys. Share the video as much as possible, it really motivates me. Subscribe the channel, press the bell button. Thanks for watching, and obviously like the video because it gets me going, and subscribe my channel, guys. Thanks a lot. See you until next video. Have fun, stay safe. I respect you, I respect the God within you. Thanks a lot. Stay safe. Bye.